Hey, we bought a Boler. All right, a little used one. It's in pretty rough shape. So to start with, this window is a replacement window that was put in a long time ago and is rotted out. Our door, you can see there, does not fit well at all. It has probably got water in it, so we're gonna have to drain that. It doesn't fit well. The hinges are terribly misaligned. So this whole assembly needs to be replaced. The hinge looks like it has been repositioned. Maybe someone's trying to fix the alignment on the door and did a bad job of it. These marker lights don't work. The frame has been probably broken, and the whole trailer has been lifted up and set on top of a new trailer frame. So it's not the original trailer frame per se, but it's something is sitting on top of it. So we're gonna have to probably take the whole thing off, remove the old frame, and do some work on this frame. Not sure what we're gonna do there yet, but that's a lot of work. And of course, it's just filthy. So first thing I'm gonna do today is power wash, just to kind of get rid of a bunch of the dirt. There are ants and spiders crawling all over it, so we're going to take care of that. Tail lights have been replaced. They work. They're not original, so I'd like to try and get some new lights for that if we can, or something closer to the original. They're not bad, but I'd like to do something a little better. Another window that's been replaced. This one's in a little better shape, but if we can get back to the Jalui windows, or however we pronounce that, I'd like that. The roof vent is open and not working properly, so that needs to be replaced. We're thinking of a max air for that. Yeah, it's a lot of work. That's on the outside. The inside, bigger problems. Now, the skin has been removed on just about everywhere. So I am looking for a replacement skin. I understand this Ensolite, which was used originally, is not available anymore. I'm looking for other alternatives. In this area, we're going to replace this single bench area. We're going to make more of a split, so we can put a little dinette in here, a two-person dinette with a board across, so that it could be a bed if we want it. We're not going to put in the bunk. I have to rebuild a whole new cabinet. That's missing entirely. We've got the original fridge is here. At least I think it's the original fridge. It may not be. So we're going to put in the fridge. The stove is missing, obviously. I'm not sure if this particular unit had a furnace. I don't believe so, because I don't see any exhaust vents for that. And the water tank that was probably underneath there is gone. The sink obviously is gone. Yeah, lots of stuff to be done. So yeah, quite a mess inside this little trailer. So a lot of work to be done, but that's the fun of it. Drill a hole in the bottom of the door to drain the water. And yes, getting a lot of water coming out of this. What we understand is that water getting in here will freeze over the winter, and of course that'll damage the door. So by draining the water, let's just see what we get out of this. But that's probably going to drain for quite a while. So I did a little bit of power washing just on the back here, just to test. Cleaned up this area a little bit. So I'm gonna now go after this part that's really dirty. See what difference that makes. Put you on time lapse and see that go. that's a good chunk of it washed. As bad as the sides were, and still are, quite frankly, there's a lot of work to be done there. The roof is just incredibly dark and dirty, so I'm gonna have to spend quite a bit more time up there. I'll take you up and show you what's on the roof, just so you can see how dirty that part is. And it looks like some paint has been applied around that window, which is obviously just flaking right off as I power wash it. So a lot of sanding and getting back to something that's paintable, and probably using better paint will be appropriate there. Let me take you up and show you the roof. So here's a little section that I did wash off, and it's still really dirty, but compared to the rest of it, oy vey, that's a lot of work, a lot of dirt. So I'll get busy with the power washer. I'll do that off camera and come back when I'm done. Of course, I do want to close that roof vent. So there's a little before, dirty, after with the power washer. So quite an amazing difference. Clearly this trailer has been painted, and paint has been flaking off in these white spots that you can see. So a lot of sanding will occur, and this will get it back to a nice white finish, ready for another coat of decent paint. So I'll continue on finishing off this roof and the rest of the trailer. I'll come back when we're done. Alrighty, power wash is complete. Lifted off a little bit of paint here and there, but that's okay. It would have to come off anyway. It would be sanded if not blasted. And just kind of looking up here at the roof, it still looks a little dirty, but compared to what it was, that is night and day. So that'll be sanded down. Here we are. That is phase one. Looking considerably better than when we started. So having power washed the outside of the trailer, I've now kind of removed everything that I can remove from within the trailer, and I'm starting to work in here just to kind of clean it up. So loose stuff has been removed, the floor has been vacuumed, and some of the walls for that matter have been vacuumed, just to get rid of a lot of the bugs and whatnot that were sticking everywhere. I'm going to be removing this facing on this door through the mirror. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to take down this piece here. You can see it's obviously falling apart. And then I'm going to be power washing here. Now the wiring here is little, though it functions. There's just a whole mess of cables back in there, loose across here. Just some weird hose that's going in there that was going to a water tank. Funny electrical setup going to an outside plug there. Looks like it was an extension cord. There's some weird connection underneath the floor here, making two plugs come out here. I don't understand what was going on there. We do have a copper line that came in to feed a propane heater and possibly a stove. Well, certainly the stove. Don't know about a heater, but certainly a line for a stove. So I want to follow where that goes, probably somewhere out front. The frame of the trailer, bad shape. Bad shape. But we'll deal with that in another video. So right now, I'm just going to bring in a power washer, and I'm just going to power wash the inside. It'll make a big mess. There are holes here where it will drain. Not intentional, but that's rotted wood, so this section has to be replaced. This section over here will probably need to be replaced. This section up here is looking pretty good, but I won't really know until I get underneath the trailer. And I'm not really sure what's happening here. This is kind of a funny mystery piece. So, but anyway, I'm going to power wash the whole thing. Figure out how to get the water out of it once we're done with that, but let's make it better. So, as with most of this trailer, there is some very sketchy stuff going on with it, especially with the electrical, so I'm going to be very happy to redo all of that. But as an example, here's a power bar that gets plugged into an outlet, which is plugged into shore power through there. But this power bar, no problem with that connector. But under here, okay, the ground pin's cut off. It's just surrounded with electrical tape. And the power bar is mounted to the floor by sending a screw through the ground pin. Okay, nothing at all sketchy about that. All right, here's what we're looking like inside the trailer now, our little Boler, prior to power washing. So we have a bunch of remnants of the elephant skin on the roof and walls. Got that all over. There's no elephant skin here at all. We have some there. Nothing underneath here. A little strip here that just covers that plywood. That's going to have to be fixed, but I'll get to that in a bit. Taking the door off this closet. Some more sketchy electrics going out to the outside light. Taking all the stuff that was on this wall off. This being an interior wall, there's no skin on it at all. We've got a little bit of skin on this section of the wall, and a little bit of skin down here, and a little bit of skin over here. So maybe we can kind of tie that in with new material that we're putting in, but right now I just want to get this thing cleaned right up. Like I said, floor's got to be replaced over here. This side seems to be all right, but I suspect that this is all one piece, so we might do the whole business. And it's pretty nasty down here where there was some baseboard underneath the kitchen cabinet. So we'll get that stripped off. Oh, before I go, I want to take that piece off. So I'll do that and then we'll start power washing. All right, here we've got it now completely washed out. We've got a fan going, that's the noise in the background. So we've got a little fan here. Just trying to blow some air through here to kind of dry it out now. So in the process of washing this out, did get some of this elephant skin cleaned up a little bit. This window is completely rotten and it just had all kinds of crap coming out of there, so we'll get that out almost as soon as I can. And of course it blew just all kinds of junk around. I drilled a couple of holes to get drainage there and here and there. So water was draining out slowly, but what I'm expecting is I'm still going to have a bunch of dirt and dust in here. But I'm going to leave the fan going for about 24 hours, then I should be able to vacuum it all up. Then we're on to other wonderful, exciting things. I think we're going to start taking a look at the frame. That is going to be interesting. All right, so welcome to our little Boler. Call that a video. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next adventure of this total, complete renovation.